Hey, curiosity, what are you so curious about? Everything, Mr. Curiosity.
Welcome
He's
to
here.
the Mr. Curiosity podcast. Anthony almost didn't make it. We were just going to start without him, to be honest.
We had to call him out.
I was trying to be a good employee and update the web article, but the video I checked wasn't published yet, so I couldn't update it. So I'm sorry you're not getting the latest weather information or latest weather video.
But truly, Anthony, the podcast is more important.
This is what they want to see right now.
The web video.
Okay.
So.
And I am taking off my jacket now.
Ooh,
okay.
So
we're getting casual.
Very casual.
I'll give it to Bonnie.
So obviously,
Give it to Bonnie.
Thanks, Bonnie. Obviously, it's Go Joe 29. So Joe is out on the road this morning, pedaling his little heart out. John, of course, has been following Joe all week long, and Jack as well. And so now we have Anthony and Carrie Kearns. Do we call you Podcast Carrie?
Whatever rhymes, I guess, at this point.
All right. So we're starting the Mr.
Cast
Curiosity
Carrie,
podcast.
yeah.
I feel like Carrie, maybe you should start, right?
I can.
Yeah.
Do you think, since she hasn't done the podcast
She hasn't done it lately.
in a long time?
Whenever I watch the podcast, the first 5 minutes are usually just bantering. Right?
Well, did you
we're
wanna
getting,
ban-
no,
you
we're
wanna
getting right into the
banter?
nitty-gritty.
Did you want to banter first? We can.
Right to business.
If you have something to get off your chest, Anthony,
so the ones
now's
for Joe,
the time.
Ones for Joe, I'm not going to read just because I can't answer that.
Okay.
If they're meteorology related, I can give it a crack.
That's
I
true.
I am a degreed meteorologist.
No
That's
way. This is
Unless they're specifically
It's about
for-
him, about what he likes to eat.
Okay.
Oh,
So-
yeah, so we can't do that.
So, good morning, crew. Can you tell us an embarrassing moment that has happened to you while on live TV? Thanks, Josh.
On live TV.
Interesting.
It was something. It's something that somebody would have to say, like, "Oh, remember this?" Then I would remember.
Yeah.
I have a really funny one. This was back in I would say about maybe 7 years ago, and I was at the Bloomsburg Fair, and Kurt Aaron was there, and we were there with some livestock, some goats, and the woman wanted me, the farmer wanted me to milk the goat, and I have never once milked a goat in my entire life.
This was your first time milking a goat.
Right. So
Wow.
I get under this goat, and I'm like, all right, I can do this. And she's like, you just got to do this. And I'm like, all right. I just go in there, and I start, and nothing's happening. And I'm like, I don't know what to do. And I was getting really frustrated. And the woman's like, you have to stimulate the teats. And I was like, on live TV, I was like, I don't know how to stimulate the teats. And then she rolls in and gets right under that goat and just starts doing that, and the milk comes pouring out. And I just stood there like, okay, I'm really embarrassed now.
That is so funny.
And everyone was laughing, and I was mortified because it's live television, and
Yeah.
So that was good.
But Carrie, don't feel bad, because so I'm from Iowa, so I know a little bit about these things, not a lot, but it is hard. And the thing is, the animal, the goat or the cow or whatever you're trying to milk, will feel your nervousness and your tension, and sometimes that is what makes them not work.
Really?
Yes. They feel that. So you have to use just a really, a soft hand, and you have to just, there's a whole way.
So then take two then at the Bloomsburg Fair this year. I need to go milk a goat.
Yes, you
Yeah,
do.
redemption.
You need to milk something.
All right.
Yeah, a cow,
You
a goat,
got a couple
something.
months to prepare.
Yes,
you got 2
Okay,
months.
I'm going to practice.
We need some redemption.
Okay.
Something that sticks out to me is my first job. I was not faking it until I made it, but it's my first job.
Oh, we all fake it till we make it. It's
And
okay.
one of my main things is, like, in the morning you're in a rush, and one time my hair was sticking up. I had made the haircut, whatever, and then even sometimes now the most embarrassing thing is you realize, because sometimes we can't see ourselves in the monitor too good, especially with my eyesight. I can't really see anything that's obvious. One time I got a text from my news director saying, like, what is up, like, with your hair?
Oh, no.
What's going on? And then I realized, and sometimes it happens here too, where I'm like, oh, I just realized my tie was way weird. So that is sometimes just embarrassing to.
It's true when, like, you're something about you is off, or
And everybody notices because the spotlight's on you now in a conversation, just in daily life. You can have a piece of hair sticking up, but when you're on TV, you're supposed to be 100%.
it's very noticeable.
Yes. So.
I think something for me is years ago, I had to be live for breaking news in Watsontown, and I didn't have any makeup on. And I don't know why I didn't bring my makeup, and I wasn't why I don't remember, but I had to do this noon live shot with no makeup on, and I remember as soon as I was done, my mother called me.
Oh no,
Nikki, what are you doing? And then our news director at the time called me, Nikki, what are you doing? Like, and it's embarrassing because it's not how I wanted to present myself with
But
no
sometimes
makeup.
that happens though with breaking news. You don't have time.
Right.
Like sometimes things are so, urgent and you just have to go.
Well, and it kind of happened again a couple of months ago. I was in Muncie for a live shot. We stayed overnight at a hotel. I didn't have any makeup. I had to go. Mackenzie Ocker, bless her heart, she lent me some foundation, which wasn't even my shade, but she lent me foundation. I went into her apartment complex at 3 o'clock in the morning and got this foundation from right in front of her door. But it's still, I didn't have any eye makeup on. I just forget
That was
to
so
bring
nice
things.
of her to help you
It was
out.
so nice of
Yes.
her. Yeah.
Because Anthony maybe doesn't understand as much, but we do feel desperate if we have to go on TV without makeup. It's
especially
like
at mascara.
it just you look so different and people aren't expecting it.
I do know what that's like though at the Bloomsburg Fair with those animals on live TV. I had to do, it wasn't the sheep to Shaw, it was what's the one you ride on it? You ride on the sheep.
The mutton
busting.
Mutton busting.
I remember, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I remember that.
I had to
last
do
year.
the mutton busting on live TV. And of course, I'm a bigger girl.
It's usually little kids
It's usually
doing it.
little
Yeah.
kids.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking, how is this going to turn out? Luckily, it wasn't a blooper. But
my
that
goodness.
I was embarrassed to even do that on live TV. But
can see that.
Yeah, it ended up working out okay.
I mean, we can do a whole 5-hour podcast
Yeah.
talking about embarrassing things. So they happen almost, for me, almost every other day. I shouldn't have said that. Especially when you're ad-libbing on TV, you're like, you misspeak.
Well, the
and,
thing is, Anthony, you don't have to worry about it because Joe is going to say worse things than you do every day.
Yes, he
So
does.
I won't bring up any certain examples that we've seen this week, but if you've been watching, you probably know what I'm talking about.
And once it happens, it's over.
That's true.
And then my
And
theory
we
is,
can't take it back though.
yeah, and my theory is I didn't get fired. It was
So
all
far, so good.
Right.
The world, Earth's still spinning, so
Yeah.
you kind of have to just go on to the next. Do you have
When
any
I was,
story?
I was a morning and noon anchor in Portland, Maine, many years ago. I had the fire chief on our morning show to talk about grilling safety. It was probably July, actually, around the 4th of July or whatever. So we were outside the TV station with the grill that we had there, and he was showing me how to fire it up safely or whatever. And we opened the grill and tried to light it up, and it just kind of bursts in our face. You know how sometimes that happens when you don't do it correctly? And it was just so embarrassing. I didn't know what to say because the fire chief is there, and we're both embarrassed that this grill just kind of did what it was going to do, and we weren't doing it the correct way.
Oh, no.
Oh, you
But
weren't doing it the
honestly-
correct way?
No, I don't think so, because otherwise I wouldn't have done that. But I'm not a person who grills. It's always my husband who grills, so I didn't even know how to do it. But I thought the fire chief did.
You're not the expert. It's on the fire chief.
Yeah, so that was embarrassing. I was like, oh. But luckily I didn't burn off my eyebrows or anything, so that
That's
was okay.
important to me because that would have been not
That would have
good
been
for you.
bad if I was drawing on my eyebrows every day. So Anthony, I think it's your turn.
I did submit a question a couple weeks ago, but it was intended for somebody who's not here. So I'm hoping if I pull one out and it's...
Well, you'll have to just put it back in.
Yeah,
back
if you
in.
know the question.
Oh, this question is for...
Do you need to ring the bell?
no. I don't know what this is talking about. Do you know what this is referencing?
Is John Myers the one in the Skits Craven videos?
I think-
Sure does look like him. I don't know. I
I
don't
have no idea. Pick another one.
Yeah,
I have no idea what
I
that
don't
is.
know what that's in reference to.
Joe would probably know.
Yeah, I have no idea.
With every piece of paper, I'm like, this could be the one for me. How can I watch? Oh, this is from Charlie. From doesn't say. How can I watch the Cloud to Ground show if I don't have a smart TV?
Oh, Anthony, you're the perfect person
Wow.
to talk about
And
this.
somebody did message me this. Oh, this was in June. So this may be the same person that messaged me in June. It's uploaded, and just for the people that are watching, it is on streaming. But it also comes in podcast form. So just in case you're listening, we do upload it to YouTube.
Yeah.
Even a day before sometimes too. So you can see it before it actually airs on TV. So that's the easiest way. But if you want to pay me for early access, no.
Oh my God! Just
No, yeah.
slip Anthony a 20 and you can see it
and you'll
before
find out.
everybody
Yeah,
else.
that's the answer. We have it on YouTube. That's
Okay.
the easiest way. So if you have a smartphone, That's the easiest.
So if you
way.
go onto YouTube and you do WNEP, and then it's Cloud to Ground is on there.
You should be able to find it. Yeah.
And what does Cloud to Ground have for people who haven't been streaming it? Like, what do you even talk about?
Well, it's a whole bunch of different segments from all of us on the Storm Tracker 16 weather team. So Joe does his lightning round, similar to Brown Bag, but a little bit more interactive. Kurt does segments with pets, how to protect your pets, what to feed them, and with thunderstorms, how to best protect your pets, that type of thing. He also has science class where he answers questions from kids. Jeremy has his Skywatch.
Oh yeah, stars.
And then he also has a weekend weather where he shows pictures from the viewers, like if a wicked storm pushes through, is like, is this a tornado, is it not? He does that type of thing with different types of weather. We also have a segment together called When the Stars Align, where we interact. And Allie has her historically, she goes back and looks at weather, and I think that's her only segment right now, but I'm pretty sure she's thinking of other things as well.
Okay.
But she looks back in different weather.
It's a good variety of stuff.
And I do my whiteboard weather.
Which is always fun to do too. Yes.
I'm going to take out of the brown bag.
I was trying to force it on.
Nikki's going old school
I'm
today.
going old school though.
You're wild, Nikki.
She's always wild, I tell ya.
Do any of you actually know, this is from Anne, do any of you actually know Danny New? Mindy makes remarks sometimes about him like they are acquainted. Just curious. I do not know Danny New. I wish I met him. He seems like a great guy.
He does seem like a great guy.
Yeah.
I also do not personally know Danny New, but I feel like when you're in this business, you can kind of just see what's going on, like what's going on behind the scenes of what's happening, you know what I mean, and like what they're thinking and stuff. But I think he's really funny and does a great job with his stories, and sometimes his stories just make me cry.
Yeah, they do. And I think I have a secret, like,
A secret crush on Danny New?
I do, because he's adorable and he's just like
he's
funny
cute.
and sweet, and
He's a great storyteller.
Yeah, he is.
When you're that high up, does he get fed the stories about what to do? Do you think he's going out and exploring?
I think he probably, so I don't know. I'm guessing he has a producer that works with him, but that he also, almost all of his stories are online stories.
Yeah.
So he probably investigates, he goes on TikTok, maybe we should call him and ask.
Danny New, do you want to do an interview with us?
Yes.
Be a guest
For the
on
podcast. That would be awesome. Oh my gosh. We should look into that.
He's in New York, so...
We could do Zoom.
Yeah, we could do Zoom.
He likes to Zoom.
Yeah, he likes to Zoom.
That's what he does for most of his stories. He Zooms.
Oh, I thought he can come here. It's only a 2-hour drive.
That's true, he
3-hour
could.
drive.
Visit
come here.
Scranton. There's a lot to see here, and there's a lot to do and see here.
I think we can have a whole thing about Binge Watch 16.
Yeah.
Do a segment.
So I'm going old school, but man, this is a long sucker. Wow, this is from Michael. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. All right, I don't know. Tell me what you guys think. I'm not sure what I think of this. I worked for a big box store in their cafe. We had to wear food service gloves to serve the food. We also ran the register. My huge pet peeve was when a customer asked me to change my gloves because I handed them their money. Most of them were very rude when asking me to do it. It infuriated me that they would sit at the tables and eat their food with no gloves with the same hands that they handed me their dirty money, and I would watch them and they never washed their hands or wore gloves, but they expected me in a rude way to change mine. So Michael is very frustrated about this. What do you guys think? Should he be changing his gloves when he hands them the money?
Is he also serving the food?
It sounds like it.
Yes, he should be changing his gloves. Sorry, Michael, that's how I feel. I mean, I'm a germaphobe though. I always wash my hands before I eat. Even like after I give someone the money, then I'm gonna wash my hands, then I'm gonna eat. But if you have gloves on to serve people food, don't people usually take their gloves off to run the register and then put new gloves on to serve the food?
Working in like the restaurant biz, usually you do that.
I think money is probably one of the dirtiest things that we have, just because like all these people touch it. Of course, now most of us are cashless too.
Yeah,
so
that's one benefit.
Credit cards have to be so dirty too, though.
That's true, because your hands get dirty, and
How do you guys feel?
Phones are disgusting.
I'm not a germaphobe. Really at all. So I don't really think about it unless I get sick, and then I start thinking about it. I just think the more germs I'm exposed to, the tougher I get, the more I can.
It builds your immune system.
Yeah, that's how I feel about it.
Yeah.
Just licking doorknobs all over
Yeah,
the
I
place.
lick doorknobs,
All
I
the
eat
time.
dirt, whatever it takes.
Yeah.
Just want to build up that immune system. I'm just joking.
Well, that's sort of my theory around it. So, I mean, I don't really use whenever I see somebody use hand sanitizer, I'm like, that person thinks they're better than me, dude.
Oh my gosh! Maybe they do.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But whenever it's offered, I usually say, yeah, why not? But I won't like carry around hand sanitizer. So usually, I mean, unless it's like really gross, I don't.
I keep it in my car, like at the gas station, like after I pump my gas, because it's just.
See,
gross.
I wouldn't even think about that.
Oh,
Yeah.
there's so many people touching and
Using
germs
that same gas station
and
nozzle.
It's dirty.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
That's just my opinion. I mean, if you don't like it, you don't have to. But
Well, I live by myself, so I'm not exposed to like different people all the time. But I remember being back in college. This was 2 years ago. When you come back from the semester, you just get sick because you're just exposed to a bunch of
Yes,
people.
that always happens. Everybody in the
happens
door.
here, too.
And I
It
feel like
does.
and today I feel like I'm getting sick now. I'm not just saying that, but like I feel like I'm getting like slightly sick.
You'll be fine.
Yeah.
You're doing good.
It's like in my head now.
does
think
anyone have hand sanitizer in here?
I know. Do we have any?
I haven't been sick in like 2 years.
Where's
so.
the Lysol? So it's your turn, Carrie.
All right,
if you'd
I'm
like
gonna
to. You want to go old school again?
Oh yeah.
Well, do you guys think he should change the gloves or no?
I do think so. Yeah.
I think so.
I think it is
That's
kind of
just
gross.
like-
Okay.
But I don't think people should necessarily be rude to him.
Oh no,
but-
absolutely
No.
not. Don't be rude to him. And I
Yeah.
probably wouldn't even say anything to him
Yeah.
if I saw it.
I'd be like, okay. Okay. Oh, all right. This is. I just want to thank you for the 16 Plus app. I saved $70 per month being able to cancel my cable and still being able to watch local news.
Amazing.
Oh, that is so awesome. Who's that from?
Oh, sorry. I should have
Yeah, I'm just curious.
I'm just being rude now. Sorry, Catherine Humphrey.
That's
Catherine,
awesome.
That is fabulous. Being able to, get rid of one of your bills, that's like getting a raise.
It is.
You know?
It
Like,
really is.
It's
yeah.
nice.
Saving $70 a month, and because the WNEP app is free.
Yeah.
And if you're only watching one or two different channels,
Right, exactly. Then why do it? Why pay? Yeah, why pay money for that?
want to pick another question?
I mean, I can.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
that
you
was
might
kind
as
of-
well.
That was a simple one.
That was more of a
It was more of
compliment.
a comment.
than a question.
All right,
yeah.
And
that's-
sometimes I watch my old news stations. Every once in a while, I'm like, oh, just see how they're doing.
I know, it's so great on the app, right?
Yeah, you can watch.
You can watch news anywhere.
If you want to know what the weather is like in Idaho, just probably some
Right.
station
See?
over there.
Exactly.
And I lived in Idaho, so. All right. Are there any strange foods or food combinations that you eat? An example for me is a mustard sandwich, or I also put mustard on my home fries. This is Travis.
Oh,
So I think we had this
think
one
we've
before.
had this
Yeah.
one.
But I don't know if you've gotten it before, Carrie. So do you want to say what your strange food combinations are?
Oh my, that is a really great question. I love peanut butter and pickles on a sandwich, whether it's with turkey or whatever. I like the
Peanut
mix
butter
of-
and pickles with turkey.
I just sometimes need protein, so I don't know. I'm weird. It's
That's
okay. I'm
different.
very different.
Well,
I
that's
don't do
exactly
it here.
what we need.
I don't do it here because Joe would totally rip me apart for it.
But I think you should, just to instigate it, just to like needle him. You should do
Yeah.
it, just because it would trigger him.
Just
I
because
think.
I'm up, I don't know. I like a mix of like I have cravings, certain weird
Do you do
cravings.
sweet pickles with peanut butter, or do you do dill?
Usually dill.
Okay.
I know that's really weird.
It's
right?
so weird. I don't know if I would like, because I like to try all sorts of
Yeah.
things. I'm not sure if I would like that.
I like
Probably
all
not.
of those things separately, but not together.
Well, sometimes I eat them separately. I'm like, why don't I just put it all together? And I don't really I try not to eat a lot of bread because it just sometimes doesn't sit well with me. So I like maybe wrap it and like put the peanut butter and the turkey and then wrap.
Oh, and then with the pickles inside?
Yeah.
Ooh, that is,
I know, I'm weird. I'm
That
very
is
weird.
Different, Carrie.
very
Different.
courageous.
I am a very different gal.
yeah, and
Yes.
but that's what we like about you. Anthony, do you have any weird ones?
I don't think it's weird. Chicken and chips. That's like a common.
But like, what do you mean by chicken and chips?
You gotta get a rotisserie chicken
Uh-huh.
and enjoy it with some chips.
Oh.
So you just kinda like-
hand food, yeah.
Kind of like
Rip-
stick the chicken on the chips and eat it that way?
Yeah, well, again, this goes to my unsanitariness. Or just, well, like I know. I guess I do or do not wash my hands before dinner. You rip off the chicken from a rotisserie chicken and enjoy it with some chips. It's like a nice salsa.
Do you use salsa with it as like a
Sometimes, yeah.
nachos almost? Or?
Yeah,
Okay.
sometimes.
All right, that sounds good.
The thing is, it's always on sale, but you have to get like a gallon of of salsa whenever you buy it.
That's
so,
true, yep.
I'm dedicated.
If
now.
you're like at like Sam's or Costco or something like that, you get the
It's
gallon.
usually on sale. When it's on sale, it's like buy one get one, and it's like the huge ones. But I love salsa.
I do too.
And then another weird, like pretzel. Like if I ever have deli meat, I usually eat it with pretzels. I don't think that's weird.
I love anchovies on pizza.
I think that's sacrilegious.
Okay.
No, some people do love anchovies
I
on pizza. That's why they have that
And Caesar
listed.
salads, yeah.
Yeah, in the ingredients.
Well, the pineapple is the biggest sin, but anchovies, I
No.
I think it's pretty good.
Yes. Did I have you try it or did I have John try it? Who tried the
Probably
pine-
John.
Yeah, somebody who said it was terrible, and I said just give it a try, and then they liked it. I think it was John. Yeah. And then
it doesn't matter if it's good or not. They just don't go together.
They do.
They shouldn't go
they
together.
do. They're so
It
good.
doesn't matter if things taste good. Like you force it that way. They just don't.
Well, Anthony, what's even worse is that Carrie likes pickle pizza.
I can see that.
Oh, really?
That's like
Okay.
that works.
Not peanut butter and pickle pizza. Like
No,
pickle
just
pizza.
pickle. Yeah.
No,
And we
I had
tried
it-
that together, which
We
was
did.
fun.
That was
Yeah.
yummy.
I had a whole thing of pickles yesterday.
Really? You just ate pickles
what
out of a
I had
jar?
it with? Oh, I had that with ground beef yesterday. It's like
Okay, we're not the weird ones here.
No,
You
we're
and
like-
your chicken and not
we're
and
the weird
chicken and
ones over here.
chips.
and
Joe
pickles
likes
and
chicken-
ground beef. That's
pickles
just
and ground.
weird.
It's like a hamburger, but just like missing a couple steps.
It's a deconstructed hamburger.
Yeah, that's all.
All
it is.
right.
That's all.
Okay.
It is.
All right.
All right, it's your turn, right?
Now that we're hungry.
I know, seriously, I'm starving. We're going to have to go to the St. Joe's Festival tonight and
Yeah.
eat some good food because we're doing this on a Friday, even though it comes out on Monday.
This is from Travis again. I don't know his last name, so it may be a different. Oh, he usually starts with "Hey Morning Crew." Hey Morning Crew, you're at Walmart and you hear an announcement over the loudspeaker. License plate ABC 1234. You left your lights on. Would you know if that's your car? AKA, do you know your license plate by heart? Well, I got a story. So I was talking. Maybe I should admit this, but I just got my car transferred to Pennsylvania from Florida.
Okay.
And now I have it memorized because I just got it. My license plate, the 4 numbers are 1, 2, 3, 4 at the end.
Oh, that's so
That is so cool.
I won't say the previous 3 letters,
Letters.
so people don't get stalkers. But if you see 1, 2, 3, 4, there's a chance that it's me. I'm like, when I was given it, I was like, oh, this is kind of a generic one. Like, no, this is your license plate.
That's
So my number
awesome.
1, 2, 3, 4.
You are so lucky.
Good for you.
But now that's to answer the question. Yes, I know.
You now
I know
it.
mine too.
Yeah, I know mine too.
Now, why do you know yours, do you think?
Because I was just thinking one day, I'm like, you know what, Nikki, if someone steals your car and you have to call the police and tell them your license plate number, you don't know it, you better know it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
what
I
about your
memorized
VIN?
it.
Do you know the VIN?
Oh, God, no.
Well,
Because I mean, if somebody steals your car, you should know that.
Oh yeah, I have a picture. Yeah, on my
Do
phone.
you really?
Yeah.
I
mean,
have
it's,
it on
it's
my
on your
on my
registration
card. Yeah.
exactly. But
But well, you have your registration card. If you
Yeah.
Oh, just hand. I usually keep everything in my car.
oh, well, also the thing is, these days I don't know. Maybe you'll say the same thing, Carrie. These days you have to know your license plate because when you park somewhere and you do the stupid little
yeah.
kiosk thing
Yeah.
to pay for parking, then you have to know what your license plate
Or
number
even
is.
when you stay at a hotel or something like that.
Yeah, then they want to know your
I-
license
yeah.
plate.
I
That's
think
true
we
too.
have time for another one.
Yeah,
One
we got
more,
2
quick
minutes.
This is a question for Joe.
All right.
Here's another little tidbit about license plates. So I was on a date a couple months ago.
Oh, really? We want to hear more about
And-
that.
No. But the license plate, that's the more important part of the story.
No, I think it's
the
a date.
officer put the wrong license plate number in on the ticket.
You got a ticket and a date?
But the moral of the story is I didn't have to pay the ticket because I was like 20 minutes or something over the parking. But he put the wrong license plate number, so he didn't know my license plate, and I got scot-free.
Wow.
Am I
that's
admitting too many
interesting.
Not
things
after
on
this
there?
podcast.
So who was the
Counts are
date
out there.
with?
Somebody.
Now, is it somebody you're still seeing, or
No,
it was
no.
just like a one and done kind of thing?
We went on 2 dates.
Okay,
It's a
yeah.
2 and
So
done.
it doesn't always work out, and that's what dating's all about.
Yeah.
Got to find out if you're, going to be.
But that was actually a good sign, you could think, because. Oh, anyway, we have the last question.
Real quick, we've been talking about hopefully getting a Boscov sponsorship with our Boscov's bag. They want to know what we'd be willing to do. If they say we'd be giving you $50,000, but the morning crew has to do a Boscov's buzz cut with the B carved into the side of your head, would you do it? I say sadly no.
I would.
You would?
I would.
You do the
Anthony
Boscov's
would
B.
do it.
Yeah,
Boscov's B in the side of your head.
Yeah,
Mindy?
I would say a flat no.
No.
Well, guy, it's
Carrie?
easier. Guy, it's
No,
easier.
no, I'm good. No.
Do we think Joe and John would do it?
Probably not.
Probably not.
Yeah.
But
As long
Anthony
as,
would.
as long as it's not tattooed on me, I think
Anthony,
we're good.
you're a good sport.
Anthony's going to
Yeah.
take one for the team.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think we should do a whole podcast next time on Anthony's dating life.
Yes.
I
yes.
love that
It's
idea.
going to be a while till I'm
I
here
love
next.
that for you.
Well,
Curiosity. What are you so curious about? With Mr. Curiosity.